Greetings, folks. This is the BlackWeasel, and today's my One Piece viewing of chapter 898. The name of the chapter is called "I Promise I'll Be There," and the third chapter in a row that's without a break. And now we are dropping in on the lives of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet Volume 30, the Harsh Bridget arc. The list of escapades from Buggy Delivery. The new giant pirates navigator ride road. It's supposed to be road on Gemini's box, but I'm reading this on manganstream.com because I sort of don't like the translation of Gemini's box myself. But Gemini's box is a lot earlier than Manga Stream, so those guys are really working hard to concentrate on One Piece. Yeah. Friday, today is at 2:26 p.m. Friday, March 16th. He looks like a really a strong giant. He has a long ass sword instead of a hammer. He has a map since he's the navigator, and he's covered his mouth and half of his face. Alright, the scene starts off from the get-go where one of the Big Mom pirates continue to shoot at the Germa, but one of them said, "It's not working." One person says, "What the hell is up with these guys?" And another person says, "Keep shooting, get out the bazookas." Yeah, they continue to wail on the Germa, but it's not working because they have their raid suits on. And Ishinaji says, "Sanji, hurry up and take that wooden guy off this island. You're getting our way." Is it that wooden guy? That's Luffy, you moron. And Sanji looks on. And Ninji says, "They thought they trapped us." And Yonji says, "I am forgiving these fools." And Ryuji says, "This island's our prey now, Sanji. The Germa 66. Ooh, that's such a gutsy statement. Like the island of Oyanku is our prey, really. And then someone says, one of the shooters says, "So the stories about the cyborgs with steel skin was true." Yep. And then Oven gets pissed off and he yells out, "You bloody fools! How did you squeak your way out of our trap? I thought Nus Tort and his 10,000 strong battalion annexed your country." And Ishinaji says, "Oh yeah, that fleet and his cloud of flies try swarming us. We swallowed them into the ocean. Besides, what do a fleet of dunces do with our superior technology anyway?" That's a nice statement as well. Niji was able to copy this towards a voice to fool them to thinking that they actually won the battle against Germa. So they're actually pretty clever on doing that. And the scene changes. Towards near exactly where the whole cake Chachu fell. And Mount Dior yells out, "Brother, there's Tar, Bascarte, Dos Mars, brothers, come in." And then Tamago gets pissed off and he is out. "So I was right. First becomes treachery, and now the very ably impossible has occurred. We'll apply." And then Mount Dior yells out, "We received word that the German has been suppressed." And he yells out, "So why in the world are they here at our doorstep?" And we have a character introduction of Charlie family, the 12th son, Nus Tuarte, and he looked pretty weak, but at the same time, the German were pretty strong. So these guys were pretty strong and formidable to take on the German 66. So, like, yeah, he's lying dead and unconscious right now. The scene changes towards back on the fleet of the German 66, and a whole fleet of snail ships look like continue shooting at the island. Smoothie yells out, "Don't let the German fleet distract you. We're after the Straw Hats ship, this ship alone. Spread word to all battleships encircling the island." And her underlings yell out, "Roger." And Daifuku yells out, "Mount Dior, you fool, the German got past you?" And the Smoothie responds back at him. She says, "They passed you too, didn't they, brother Daifuku?" And Daifuku yells out, "But at least I managed to catch back up to them." And someone on the Sun and Ghost says, "What do you think about this? The Germa have shown up. Are there our enemies this time, or allies?" And Jimmy says, "Do you really think they come for our heads at a time like this, when we're most likely to get away?" And so, Nami says, "But I thought they only agreed to be our ally temporarily." And Jimmy says, After all that's happened, how can we? And the Den Mushi starts ringing, Peru, Peru, catch and someone's on the other line, and he says, Jimmy, can you hear me? And Jimmy says, Sanji. And Sanji says, pass by the border as fast as you can. I promise I'll be there. Oh, hence the name of the chapter. I promise I'll be there. And then, I think Nami yells out, let's go, Jimmy. Hard to starboard. And Jimmy yells out, yeah. And as the assault of the German 66 pour on, one Big Mom underlings yell out, don't let Black Leg escape. They all scattered. And one of the Big Mom soldiers yell out, crush the German, where is he? And there's another big ass explosion, and someone's yelling out in pain. Grach. And another person said, I can't see through all the smoke, so that's being used as a distraction, so they can't find Luffy and Sanji. Like, they can't see through the smoke. Someone has been sent flying, and he fall to the ground, and lo and behold, that's Sanji, kicking ass and taking names. And then he starts panting, ha, ha. And one of the soldiers yell out, there he is, and lo and behold, they continue to shoot at him. And somebody yells out, after him. And Brule yells out, yes, don't let them escape, especially not after Straw Hat. And Brule starts yelling and bawling, and she yells out, he didn't slip away from Brother Darktooth and scamper his way out here. I'll tell you what actually happened in the mirror world. And one person yelled out, Sister Brule. And Brule starts crying, and she cries out, the perfect, the ultimate, the paragon himself, Adira's brother Darktooth, lost to Straw Hat Luffy. And lo and behold, she breaks out the horrible news to all the Big Mom pirates. Like, on chapter 896, Darktooth lays defeated at the hands of Luffy. And 2 chapters later, Brule spreads the news. This is there's sort of like what happened at against Luffy against Doflamingo, except now a huge crowd saw Duffy lose to Luffy. It was one person. Becomes and Brule saw Darktooth's defeated body, and lo and behold, everyone gets super shocked and surprised at what happened. Even Oven says, "What the?" And one of the persons with a sign says, "Yeah, what?" And Mount Dior, who happens to be listening on the Dead Mushi, he stands surprised with his mouth agape, and Luffy, as Sanji continues to pant, ha. Luffy is snoring. And Oven says, Dogtooth, your undefeated legacy. That kid, did he? And somebody yells out, it can't be. Another person said, there's no way he lost. Another person yells out, the word defeat does not exist in Brother Dogtooth's dictionary. And Brother starts crying. Ugh. And another person who refuses to believe that Dogtooth was defeated, he yells out, he must have used some cowardly trickery. Another person says, how dare he? And Sanji continues to be shot at, and somebody else yells out, shoot him full of holes. Another person says, cut him to ribbons. And another person yells out, grind his bones to dust. Ugh, they're thinking of really nasty things to deal with Sanji and Luffy. And lo and behold, Sanji gets shot at, which is not so good. What's happening right now? Luffy continues to snore. And Oven looks really pissed off, and he yells out, Straw Hat, you bastard. And somebody yells out, get him, Brother Oven. And here comes Ichininji in the clutch. He uses sparking, and looks like he was able to use his eyes to act as a solar flare from Dragon Ball Z. And Oven is blinded by the light. And Ichininji uses a move called Sparking Valkyrie, which the kanji stands for Spark Light Fist. And he deals some significant damage towards Oven. And yes, Oven's coughing up some blood. And it's obviously that Ichininji is a lot stronger than Ninji, because Ninji dealt electric punch towards Oven, which didn't damage him so well. And Niji yells out, "Fly, Sanji!" And Sanji continues to use moon jump, and he continues to fly towards the sky. Oh, and Oven's really taking some serious damage. And somebody yells out, "Brother Oven!" And Sanji yells out, "Ha, ha, it's Niji!" And somebody yells out, "Hand him over, Black Leg." And the person says, "I'll just hit you back down again." And the guy comes back again with a big ass metal ball, and what happens next was that the giant black iron ball is crushed to pieces, and the guy with beady eyes looks on, and lo and behold, it's Yonji. Yonji's coming in by punching it. And Yonji captures the guy on his neck and with a winch, and Yonji uses a move called Winch Danton. And lo and behold, Yonji starts swinging the Big Mom Pirate around and around and around and around, and he's wailing the crap out of the Big Mom Pirates, and it actually causes collateral damage towards a bunch of houses. Now, the Germa are supposed to, Yonji, Niji, Ichichi, and Miji are supposed to take on certain devil fruits. Niji resembles Enel's electric powers. Riji resembles Magellan's poisonous powers. Ichichi has a little bit of I think he's possessed a fire fruit like Ace's, but I'm not sure what Yonji does. His powers is kind of sort of physical. And I don't know whether or not he can use hockey, but since he's made out of machine, then I guess the need is not important. And then he jumps on and he yells out, "Go!" And Sanji continues flying. And the Big Mom soldiers continue to yell out, "Fire! He's on the roof!" And another person yells out, "How dare he do that to Lord Dogtooth?" And they continue to shooting bullets at him. And out of nowhere, this one guy shoots a big ass missile towards him. And this particular missile causes a big ass explosion, and Sanji gets saved by Ninji. He gets saved by Ninji's lightning fast speed. And as Ninji yells out, "At that speed, you'll be Swiss cheese before long." And Sanji said Ninji. And Ninji uses a move called Tachyon Blade, Henry Blazer. And he lightning fast and speeds his way through a bunch of Big Mom pirates, and he also causes electric damage in the process. It's kind of windy today. And they're making moves left and right. Yonji, and Ninji all helping him after they were being really shitty to him in the past. Like, I think that's like a real good redemption. I think. But to be honest, they don't have any other options for Sanji. He doesn't have any other options because he needs all the help he can get to get out of the city. Anyways, their efforts are now making any moves, and one of the Big Mom pirates start getting worried and desperate. One of them yells out, "This is bad. Lord Oven, another person that Straw Hat and the guy with them are going to make it out of the city." And Sanji's with Ninji's help are really hauling ass in midair. And Oven yells out of the city. Ugh, he's still standing, and Ninji has a smile on his face, and Ninji tosses Sanji into the sky at a fast rate, and ugh, what a dick. He says, "Later, you failure." And Sanji has flown out of the city, and Sanji yells out, "Walk!" And Oven yells out, "Snack, brownie, Jasonde." Oven yells out on a Denten Mushi, "Shoot him down the harbor, that's where they're headed." And he says, and someone says that, "Oi, the Denten Mushi are ringing. but he's a scoop. That then Mushi, it looks like he's falling out of the barrel. Somebody says, "All right, here we go." And one of the Big Mom pirates says, "Tear gas rounds armed." And another underling says, "All we need to do is prevent him from being able to fly." Ah, shit! They're gonna poison him or paralyze him. And anyways, the guy says, even though he looks like a doctor because he has a doctor band, he says, "Here we go, 3, 2." And something happens to him, and something nasty happens towards the guy, and he yells out, "Ugh, what?" And then one of the underlings says, "What happened?" And lo and behold, Riju comes on, last but not least, and she says, "Anyone that touches my little brother will have me to answer to." And one of the underlings yells out, "Germa," and this is sad flashback while of a little Riju talking to little Sanji, and she says, "Listen, don't you dare come back here, okay?" Riju says, "Run! Don't look back." And she uses a move called Pink Hornet, and she's shooting poison bullets all over the German underling soldiers. And, in the flashback, she yells out, "Don't look back." But this one is also hypocritical. The German wanted came back towards him to be used as a pawn to marry Charlotte Pudding, so Germa will take back to North Blue. That's what the whole thing started in the first place. Judge Georgie came back towards him. Oh, and speaking of which, where the hell is he? Oh wait, he's damaged by he was damaged with a severe thunderbolt from Big Mom. So like, looks like he's had a picture for a while. Anyways, the scene changes. The scene changes, and somebody yells out that the Straw Hats have showed up on our coast. Another person yells out, "Fleet, come in!" And someone on the Sunny Go says, "Hurry, Sanji!" And Carrot yells out, "Ah, there he is, guys!" And Carrot notices that, and she yells out, "And he's got Luffy." And Nami yells out, "Yay, they're back!" And Jimmy says, "Luffy," and Chopper yells out, "Sanji." And Sanji says, "I see it, Luffy." He yells out, "The Sunny." Ugh! That's that. Well, that was a warm and heartwarming chapter. They're really gonna make it. They're really gonna make it. All right, that's the end of One Piece. Like, chapter 898. Things are going also good right now, but at the same time, like, I have a bad feeling about this. Like, this is all going a little bit too well. On the flip side, Luffy did take out 2 commanders, but we still have Charlotte Smoothie and Snack to deal with. And Snack is pretty strong himself. Like, even though he's been demoted, that you can't demote his strength. Like, he lost to Aruj. So what? People lose all the time. But I don't have a real good feeling. I don't have a real good feeling about this.